when you are so far ahead of everybody, you are the guy that have the most to lose. I'm Giacomo Altoè, Italian racing driver. I'm now 24 years old, and I'm racing with racing cars since 2016. When I was 15, I started in Formula 4. That was my first category and my first racing experience. Because it's championship you can do when you are 15 years old, and then from 16 I could continue and switch to some different categories and continue my career until this moment. This is actually something that I think it changed my life actually, because it was Lamborghini Super Trofeo, back in 2018, and I did Italian GT Championship with the GT3 Lamborghini, always with Antonelli Motorsports. So with the same team, I did Italian GT Championship with the Lamborghini G3, and then I did Lamborghini Super Trofeo, the European Championship, and the World Finals. So a full program. It was my first year in GT racing, so no experience at all. I was 17 years old, so very low experience, and but of course I want to show off. I wanted to do the most out of it, and at the end I could win the championship, Italian Championship, together with Daniel Zampieri. He was my teammate for both championship. So we won a title. So after that there was the final of the European Championship in Vallelunga, and we managed to win also that one. So we won the championship in the same year, both championships. So we said, okay, that's already something great that we achieved. But there is also the World Final now. And if we can manage to win like the all three titles, would be crazy, So Saturday and Sunday, there were the races. So double quali and double races. One quali for each driver and then two races. And race one didn't really go to plan.
Get set to go racing off Roma. They come. The lights will change. On his toes from the second row of the grid there. Look, the white car in Eduardo Liberati. We go racing then. The first of the two races in the world final, and straight onto the grass goes Carol Bash in the Imperiale racing car, going through the kink towards the Curva Grande, but he gets it back onto the road. Who leads as they go down towards Cimini? It is Giacomo Altoè. Up the inside goes Spinelli to try to get past Cozzolino. Can't do it. Down to fourth has got Liberati. Fifth on the inside line. Richard Muscat gets up the inside line, goes through. As the leader comes up towards the Campagnano hairpin, and for the first time Giacomo Altoè it is that leads the pack. Kai Cozzolino runs in second spot. Third is Spinelli then.
And when you are so far ahead of everybody, you are the guy that have the most to lose, So you cannot afford to risk so much here and there, and also with the strategy, and you never know when the safety car comes.
2/5 of the race remain, as there is number 5, Daniel Zampieri, who at the end of this lap will put himself back into the lead on the road. Now that all the pit stops have cycled through, the window is closed, everybody is done, and up towards the timing line now comes car number 5. Through he goes.
And then, we were fighting for the podium, for the top positions, but I think Daniel on that race did a mistake, did like an overtake under yellow flag or something, and we got a penalty.
Because this car of Daniel Zampieri gets a drive-through penalty. The pit stop was too short, and in fairness, if you're getting a drive-through, it must have been very short. And that's Zampieri's moment then, as he tried to get past Perez and then got it all out of shape, but had the momentum to get out of the gravel bed.
And we finish off out of the top 10, so no points for us in race one. And when you end up without any point on a 2-race title or championship, you're for sure out of contention, you know. So we said, okay, I was like super angry and sad in the evening of Saturday because I said, okay, there is no chance to win it and so on. So yeah, not the easiest situation. And then the day after I was in for quali, and I could get the pole position with a mega lap. So that was really nice. And at least I was back to some good feelings. And but yeah, still you get 1 point for the pole position, so was not enough to recover some points that we have lost this one. But there were like many supporters there with me, and they all said, "You do it, you can do it." But I said, "Guys, stop it! It's impossible. We lost so many points, so I don't even think about it."
There you've got people with a real points haul to make up here, because not only Dennis Lind in strife yesterday, but this car with 2 penalties, a drive-through and then a post-race penalty for an incident as well. Daniel Zampieri going first, so they also ended up yesterday 10th in class, but with 2 points now for class pole positions across each of the 2 races. Daniel Zampieri goes first. He and Giacomo Altoè, winners of the Italian GT Championship together this year. Giacomo Altoè, the best rookie in the European Championship this season and also the Pro Champion.
I started the race and yeah, we start to pull away. We were really faster than everybody else in that race, so the pace was mega. And at the start, like the guys that were first, second, third with the points, they had like a contact and they touched to each other and they went out, or like one got a penalty, so they all got the race screwed up, you know. So we said, okay, the only thing we can do is to win, and then we see what happens.
Dennis Lind and Daniel Zampieri toe-to-toe on the front row of the grid. The lights go red, and it's a very untidy start behind as some get into the back of others, and there's mayhem even before the line. Cars off the road, bodywork flies. We're going to have a safety car. I'm surprised they were let go, actually, with all of that mayhem. But look, you've got the Lazio racing car of Afit Yazid with damage. The man that leads on points, Afit Yazid, has got damage because there's smoke coming off the rear of the car. There's bodywork fouling the tyre. So straight away, even before the race starts, there is drama, and Afit Yazid is going to have to pit, surely, just to make sure that all is well. Now, with the car off the road and debris on the start line, partly there's a surprise, I think, that the race got underway, but is there going to be the need for a safety car? Let's see. Yes, there is. Safety car is deployed. Dennis Lind leads the way. Second is Daniel Zampieri. Calvin Snooks is third. 20-second penalties coming for the 3 cars, 26, 33, 72, the numbers thereof, all for the start procedure not being adhered to properly and causing that whole effect. I felt him off. So on this, lap 5, there's the leader coming up toward the S's. Daniel Zampieri for the Antonelli team, leading from Kelvin Snooks. This still for Zampieri. Does he pit? Yes, he does. Comes out of the S's, heads for pit in, get to the 50 kilometres an hour board and stands on the brakes at that 50 kilometres an hour line. So down, stopped for it. There, getting in is Giacomo Altoè. Out has jumped the first driver, Daniel Zampieri. Crash helmet off, walked away.
And and then in the last few laps, another 2 guys had another contact because they were fighting really a lot. So there were so many things happening.
Back into the race, Madison Snow, having been shoveled out of the way by a rather frustrated, perhaps, Ben Gersakowski. That may well be looked at, because that looked a little brutal. And Madison Snow's car turned around. Now there is the leader, Giacomo Altoè, who will get 1 more lap out of the race at the end of this. He's away and gone as far as anybody else is concerned right now. He and Daniel Zampieri looking for the race win, and provisionally as well, the world final victory. Even after yesterday's disappointment, others with dramas look as though they might be on. The only other one to do this is Frederic Schandorf and Niels Lagrange. Now, they've got a 20-second penalty, so we need to see where that's going to drop them to. But they yesterday were third. They're third in the race now, but I fear they're going to drop down too far to really score meaningful points. We're on the last lap of the world final, over the timing line to win the race. Giacomo Altoè and Daniel Zampieri to be provisionally the world champions as well.
So we didn't really know, and after when we crossed the checkered flag, we were not even sure. So the engineers were doing all the calculation with the points and so on, and that after half of the in lap, after the checkered flag, they said, okay, we're winners, we won the world title. I said, no way.
Pro-Am world champions in Pro-Am. Giacomo Altoè then is the Pro World Final winner with Daniel Zampieri. And despite the dramas yesterday with 2 penalties, others self-destructing, today means the championship is theirs. But if you're going to win a championship, win the race to go with it. Marco Antonelli and his merry men will be celebrating long into the night, I suspect here. What a year it's been for Giacomo Altoè. Italian GT champion, Lamborghini Super Trofeo Europe champion, Lamborghini Super Trofeo world champion.
And actually, we won in the last lap of the last race. We won also the World Championship with 1 point of gap, which was the point of the pole position. So that was absolutely crazy. And I couldn't believe it, actually. Really was. And that was for sure one of the things that changed my life, because after that season, where I could win Italian GT, Super Trofeo Europe and the World Finals, I started to get in contact and to work with Lamborghini. And 1 year after, I was factory driver for Lamborghini. So it was for sure helping a lot. And I had so many friends and supporters. And after the race, they said, I told you could do it. And I said, but guys, like really, we were really lucky this time. But you need it. In motorsport, you need some luck. So that time was for me. So yeah.